This year has been like film galore. If you don't believe me, like just look at the amount of films that were made this year, or maybe last year that were released this year. But so what? I've realized that in this like industry, the way that films have shifted over the years, that there has been like some really monumental transformations happening in the current era of filmmaking and the film distribution sector. And so as we see like all these trends, I thought it would be really great today to discuss favorite films of 2023, especially with the recent trends that have been occurring. So let's get on to it. So one of the main trends of 2024 was diversity and inclusion of casting, of stories to be told, and especially crews as well that have to be acknowledged. And one of my favorite films that has exhibited this was Duck Duck. I just recently watched this like November, December this year on Netflix. Really great film to watch. And one of the reasons why it's my favorite is because it looks into the lives of 4 different women from diverse backgrounds, and they all have their own demons they're going through, and they're stuck together on this motorbike ride to go to the highest motorcyclable mountaintop, whatever. And it's just like their journey together and everything that just makes it so beautiful. And to see like all these stories blending together, there's messages that I feel like that can resonate with a particular woman. All women from all ages can relate to something from one of these characters, or maybe all of these characters. But I found it really touching and emotional. It's really beautiful. It can be a bit long at times, but so far I'm really enjoying that. So for that diversity and inclusion trend, I think that's definitely shown with this film. So one of the other trends that came about this year was the blurring of genre trends. So basically it's just like bringing all these genres together, which is so cool. And one of my favorite films, this is an Oscar-winning film. I love it so much. I'll never stop boasting about it. It's Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And I forgot the synopsis, but I'm just going to read it here. It's basically about a middle-aged Chinese immigrant who is swept in an insane adventure in which she can save the existence by exploring other universes and connecting with the lives that she could have led. This film just shook me to the core. The way they explored several themes on like life and its meaning, is it meaningless and everything, the family dynamics, the action, it's just like all blending it all together. And I just find this really shook. I was like so engrossed with the screen. I was trying to be a critic and I failed as a critic. I totally failed. So that was a great film. I highly recommend it. Watch it. Another interesting thing I did not realize, but when I did research on what kind of trends were there was this upcoming trend of like nostalgia and reboots. And obviously this is prevalent in the Hindi industry. I never knew this was on the Western side, but that's okay. Maybe I haven't watched enough films for that. But one of the Hindi films that really brought this to life was Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. And the reason why I'm saying that is just because they brought so many like old school elements, and they brought it to life with the current issues, the current contemporary dynamics of the current generation and everything. So which was really interesting. So basically that film is about a flamboyant like Punjabi guy named Rocky, and there was this like Bengali like modern like journalist Rani, and they fall in love despite the differences, but then they face like family dynamic issues and all that stuff. Some of the nostalgic elements in this film are replicas of the previous filmmakers' auteur works, like Sanjay Leela Bansali's grand sets and everything in the song Nindora Bajere. So there was a lot of inspiration which Karan Johar took into this film, which I think many like old school Bollywood fanatics really appreciated. But there was also this like really key messages on very social issues around patriarchy, sexism, all that stuff. And so this really had a beautiful blend of like realism plus magic. If you're an old school Bollywood lover but want a twist, watch it. And it has no violence, which was really good, so I liked it. And I think one of the last trends of this year was the emphasis that filmmakers need to make, and the crew obviously, in exhibiting social issues. And I think nearly every film did this, so I'm going to list a few. First one was Satya Ki Prem Katha. It's basically about a middle-class man like who falls in love with this girl who she is overwhelmed by a breakup, which will be later revealed in that film. There will be trigger warnings, guys. But however, when he asks to marry her and proves himself as a green flag worthy guy, you know. Especially Barbie, who suffers a crisis that leads to her questioning her existence. There was another film, OMG 2, that tackles issues on sex education. Nowadays, these films are really pushing bounds into the stories that could be told for the future generations. So that's pretty good, I've got to say, and I can't wait to watch many more films in 2024. And thank you guys for watching, and have a great new year.